All right, we're back for the DDSN MLB Diamond Betting Show, episode number 10. I'm recording this the night before, so we just got finished with Tuesday night's games. We've got some early games on Wednesday, and I'm really not going to be able to give you all a full episode on time. Just not good timing for tomorrow. So I'm doing it the night before. I'll post it on YouTube as soon as possible. Same thing with TikTok, because a lot of people on TikTok, they do, ask about plays pretty early in the morning, the night before's videos. So I'm just going to have this posted to TikTok. If it wasn't so late, I would have gone live on TikTok, but it's already going to be 1. It's 12:45 a.m. Central Time right now. So just finished running through all the games, and I really like this card. We don't have any plays for the Brewers Red Sox game or the Chicago Cubs Tampa Bay Rays, and that's just due to there not being probable pitchers right now. I believe the Brewers, and I don't remember about the Cubs game, but definitely not the Brewers. So nothing there. Last night, Tuesday night's games, we basically broke even. Had some bad bounces, but we also had some good bounces that went our way, like in the Diamondbacks game. Diamondbacks not only blew the lead for us, but they blew the first 5 under thanks to an error. And out of all people, it was Nolan Arenado. So some bad bounces do happen, but we got it back. We got a crazy comeback from the Reds, and also a late Ahmed Rosario 3-run home run for the Yankees to give us that run line that we needed. Also in the Mariners game, an error led to a big inning for the Rangers. So, there was some bad bounces, and we had a brawl in the Braves game. There was also some bad decisions from me, and that was the Astros. I thought the Astros could get to Kyle Freeland. Absolutely not. They couldn't touch him. They were one hit most of the game, and then I think finished with 3 or 4 hits, nothing crazy, and Colorado gets another win. But yeah, some good, some bad. I felt like an even split night was kind of fair for some of the plays that we had. I do wish we did get the early play. Oh, also the Orioles had a nice comeback. But I wish we got the early play with the Guardians and the unders, first 5 and the game under. But that was my bad. I missed that. So, a 50-50 day, it is what it is. And let's get into not tonight's games, but Wednesday's games. I believe the first game starts at 11:25 Central Time. So I'm going to put up the full video on YouTube like always. And then on TikTok, it'll be obviously earlier than usual. But a lot of TikTok people, they're asking about games in advance, like on the night before's post. So all good, not a problem. So I'll get this out early and we'll see what happens. We got a full day of baseball coming up. Ran through these games. Let's get into it. And we're going to start with the San Diego Padres minus 105. Michael King on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates minus 105. Mitch Keller on the mound. And before I forget, let me just also notate that thanks for all the new subscribers from TikTok and YouTube. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and watching. Always appreciated. Odds are all via BetOnline. And what else? That's about it. I don't think there's going to be huge price differences, but if there is, just send a comment or, just don't bet it. But like I said, all of these plays are mainly based off of how I think the game's going to play out, not so much the pricing. Y'all know our threshold. I usually don't bet anything over minus 160, so that's pretty much the rules that I've been talking about this whole time. Got that out of the way. Let's get into Wednesday's games. All right, Padres minus 105. Michael King on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates are minus 105. Mitch Keller on the mound. I like the Padres here. Padres have Mitch Keller's number. We're getting a good price with San Diego as well. They got no hit through, I believe, 5 innings on Tuesday. So, I do like the Padres here. It's just a great matchup, and we're getting a good price with them as well. Michael King, Padres minus 105. Next game, Kansas City Royals minus 125. Cole Reagan's on the mound against the Cleveland Indians. Guardians are plus 113. Joey Cantillo on the mound. Our Guardians are still in first place. We still have our Guardians to win the division odds, which I'm loving more and more each day because the Tigers are terrible. They can't hit. Scooble's getting blown up. Casey Mize is getting blown up. So I love to see that, and hopefully you have the Guardians to win the division with me as well. Twins may be a little sneaky, but right now I'm loving where we're at with the Indians. Abby Arias, though, shortstop, did get injured, placed on the injured list, and they brought up Brito to play short, not Rocchio. I thought they'd move Rocchio over to short and then bring up Travis Bazana, who we have a AL Rookie of the Year ticket on, about 92, 99 to 1. And they didn't. They brought up, I think, Juan Brito, shortstop. He did get a hit, I think a double. But one step closer to getting Travis Bazana up to the majors. And if Cleveland keeps continuing to do well, I think he'll be there sooner rather than later. So get your tickets in now. And I do like Cantillo here against Cole Reagans, even though, his is one of the best pitchers for the Royals. Lefty, I think the Guardians can get to him, and Cantillo has good numbers against the Royals. We're also getting plus money with the Indians, so give me the Guardians plus 113 at home. Baltimore Orioles minus 155. Kyle Bradish against the Chicago White Sox plus 140. Sean Burks on the mound. This is a little bit expensive, but Kyle Bradish is just lights out when he plays the White Sox. White Sox winning streak did get snapped. Thankfully, we did have the Orioles on Tuesday come from behind victory. It was clutch for us. I believe it was Gunnar Henderson that hit the 3-run home run. I do like the Orioles here, even though they're on the road, even though it's expensive. I like Kyle Bradish's numbers and the way he matches up with the White Sox, even though the White Sox are improved and do have an improved offense. I am going to go with the Orioles here and minus 155 with Kyle Bradish. We'll see how they do. A lot of pressure on the Orioles. This is the first time that they've won back-to-back games this year. So can they win a third? It won't be easy because this pesky White Sox offense just isn't going to let it be easy. And it didn't look like the Orioles like to hit in the cold. So we'll see what happens. But I'm backing the Orioles here. Next game, Seattle Mariners. Brian Wu on the mound, minus 122 against the Texas Rangers. Plus 111 with Mackenzie Gore on the mound. Mariners are ice cold right now. They are ice cold. They're even colder than the Rangers. Rangers are starting to heat back up. Little by little, the Rangers are starting to heat back up, and they're doing it with their pitching staff and getting 1 run, 2 run, 1 run, 2 runs. But the Mariners and the Mariners offense, they're kind of ice cold right now. So I do like this game under 8 runs, minus 120. And I like the plus money with the Texas Rangers. Mackenzie Gore has been great so far for the Rangers. And getting plus money. Brian Wu, again, great pitcher, but the Rangers do match up well against him. I like the Rangers here. Give me the plus money, and I think we get another, I believe these Rangers unders they've been cashing since the Reds series. So about, 4-6 games, everything goes under because of their pitching, and they have the best bullpen right now in the majors, which is surprising, but they do. They don't even have a closer, but they have probably the best bullpen ERA in the major league in the majors right now. So give me the Rangers, give me under 8 runs, minus 120. Next game, LA Dodgers minus 152. Shohei Ohtani on the mound against the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays are plus 138 with Dylan Cease on the mound. We can't do it. We can't get in front of this Dodgers train. We tried it a couple days ago. It was an absolute and utter failure. Just a stupid decision. I like the Dodgers here. I got them on the money line within our threshold. Like Tuesday night's game was pretty close. I believe a 4-1 final. Blue Jays had, I believe, bases loaded at one point. Dodgers got 3 straight outs. So, I could see a close game. So run line, is a little dicey. But I'm happy to take minus 152 with the Dodgers. We win. I love it. We lose, Blue Jays have lost 7 games in a row right now. Yeah, give me the Dodgers. Next game, the Houston Astros minus 154. Christian Javier on the mound against the Colorado Rockies plus 139 with Michael Lorenzen on the mound. Astros do match up well against Lorenzen. I couldn't get there with the total. Total in this game was 11.5, I believe. We had the under in game 1. It was trending under until the 5th inning, and the Rockies scored like 7 runs, blew it all up. And Today we had the over, nothing happened. Great pitching by both sides. So I really don't want to do anything with the total. Originally, I thought this game would definitely go over. Javier on the mound hasn't been great. Lorenzen hasn't been great. I could see this game going over, but with our luck right now in this series, we go over, it goes under, we go under, it goes. I would definitely not go under. I'd go over or pass. And right now, both guys had 2 bad starts. So it wouldn't surprise me if on their third start, 3 times a charm, they both have good games. So I'm just going to pass this one. Nothing for me. Next game, the Philadelphia Phillies -130. Aaron Nola on the mound against the San Francisco Giants. +118. Tyler Mahle on the mound. The Giants finally showed life on Tuesday night. They got a win, and it was a great win. Again, Christopher Sanchez, I fell for it. Well, I think this is the first time I fell for it. The Christopher Sanchez cheese, incredibly, just outrageously is the word, overpriced in every single start, and he loses again. So we may have to start taking advantage of betting against Christopher Sanchez because this Phillies defense also looks terrible, and the offense, well, they did show up on Monday night finally, but last night just couldn't get anything going, couldn't bring runs in. They had runners in scoring position, but nobody could score. They couldn't bring anybody in. But in this game, I like this one over the total. Giants, if they do like to go stack good offensive nights on top of each other. So I think they can get to Aaron Nola, and the Phillies offense, I believe they can get, 2 or 3 runs on Tyler Mahle. So let's get this one over the total of 8 -115. All right, Cardinals -120 with Max McGreevy on the mound against the Washington Nationals. +109. Miles Michaelis on the mound. What did I say? I liked the Nationals Tuesday, but they just couldn't get the job done. And that's why I didn't want to bet on them. I said the total was probably the smartest way to go. And of course, it goes over the total once again for the Nationals. So I like this one over the total, over 8.5. I think both of these pitchers have a really good chance of getting blown up. The one time we bet a Nationals over, I'm sure it'll go under. I would almost guarantee that's going to end up happening. But for right now, we're locking it in. Cardinals over 8.5 +100 even money. That means you could probably find an 8 out there. If it's 8.5 even money, I'm sure there's an 8 available somewhere. So just look out for that. Next game, Atlanta Braves -128. Grant Holmes on the mound against the Los Angeles Angels. +116. Reed Detmers on the mound. I like the Braves here. Braves -128. I think they can get to Detmers. We saw the brawl. Well, kind of a brawl. It was kind of a scuffle. Kerfunkel. Is that a word? We're gonna have to fact check that one. And bad blood between these teams. We'll see how it plays out tomorrow. But I do like the Braves here. Braves match up well against Reed Detmers. We're getting a decent price at -128. I'm locking it in with the Bravos. Next game, Arizona Diamondbacks +116. Ryan Nelson on the mound against the New York Mets, -128. Drew Peterson on the mound. Great come from behind win for the Mets. The offense kind of got it going, came through late. Drew Peterson got roughed up in his last start. I think he bounces back and has a great game. I thought about taking this one over the total, but again, I didn't have any weather info. And, because Peterson had such a bad game in his last start, I think he bounces back and has a great game. That's why I'm just going to stick with the Mets here. I like the Metropolitans -128. Next game, Cincinnati Reds +118. Brady Singer on the mound against the Miami Marlins. Marlins are -130 with Yuri Perez on the mound. I don't have anything in this game. I thought about the under, but at 7.5, I could see this. I could see this easily getting to eight runs. The under was free and clear the whole game until the 9th inning. No, it was the 9th inning whenever the Reds tied the game and then went crazy in extras. So, yeah, I don't really want to play it under here. If it gets to 8 by the time, y'all watch this, if it gets to 8, I wouldn't mind an under 8. But at 7.5, I'll have to pass for me. But the only thing I like in this game is for it to go under. Next game, Sacramento Athletics +167. Luis Severino on the mound against the New York Yankees. Yankees are -185. Will Warren on the mound I like the Yankees on the run line once again. They just match up well, and Severino has been awful against his old team, the New York Yankees. So again, I think we're getting a great price with the Yankees minus 1.5 runs. Plus 115. Next game, Detroit Tigers minus 150. Framber Valdez on the mound against the Minnesota Twins. Twins are plus 136. Bailey Ober on the mound. Tigers are trying to avoid the sweep. Twins offense has come out firing in the first 2 games. Now you got Bailey Ober on the mound. Framber Valdez has actually pitched well this season. Ober, okay, from what I'm remembering off the top of my head. But, I don't want to lay this number with the Tigers. They can hit. Their offense is just not there right now. The bullpen is not there. They've been terrible. And, if anything, I want to take the Twins here. But again, Detroit's trying to avoid the sweep. I think they could end up getting the win. Don't really want to trust Bailey Ober. But if I had to play this one, it would be the Twins. But nothing for me officially in that game. I'm just gonna pass it, but it's too expensive for the Tigers. And this Twins offense is playing great. All the no-name players, I actually respect the way that what the Twins did. Their fans may not like it, but you get rid of a bunch of bad contracts. It's sometimes that's a good thing. And then you let these kids go out there and play free, no pressure for the most part. You got Bucks in there in center field. You got your veteran cornerstone. And see what happens. And all of a sudden, this Twins team is winning games. They're putting up runs in the freezing cold 30-degree, 40-degree weather. So you got to give credit to this young Twins team. And also the pitching staff. Taj Bradley's come out on fire. Loved him when he played for the Rays, and he's fitting in nicely for Minnesota as maybe their star pitcher, Joe Ryan. But Taj Bradley's been the star to start the season. It's a pass, but if you want to play it, if we look good, but if we win some games, we're in the green. By the time we get to the Tigers Twins, I'll probably play the Twins. I'm not gonna play the Tigers. I don't want that offense. I don't want that bullpen, and I don't want their starting pitchers. All right, so that's everything that we have for April 8th, episode number 10. Let's do a rundown of everything that we have. Padres minus 105. We've got the Indians plus 113. Orioles minus 155. Mariners, Rangers under 8 runs minus 120. Also the Texas Rangers plus 111. Dodgers minus 152. We've got Phillies, Giants over 8 runs. Nationals over 8.5 runs plus even money. Braves money line minus 128. Metropolitans minus 128. Yankees on the run line plus 115. And that's everything. Let's bounce back. We had a 50-50 day Tuesday. Let's get in the green for some day baseball. Episode 10, Wednesday. Thanks for everyone for watching and subscribing. Like I said, I had to do this the night before. If the pricing is completely wrong on our thresholds, or the pricing is completely different, there's nothing I could do. It was either we do it early or we didn't do it at all. So I rather get this in early, and hopefully these prices are manageable. Y'all know our threshold, our rules, and let's get after it. Green is good. Let's get some wins, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.